This boy will not cry when he is born. No matter how hard his father pinched him, he would not make a sound. I thought it was a disability. But the next second the boy burst into tears. Seeing this, my father burst into laughter. I'll just say it. How could there be something wrong with my son? Then he threw the boy into the sky. What happened? I remember I just got hit by a car. And why am I in the air? Did I turn around? Could it be that I was about to die as soon as I was reborn? But the next second, when the red boy saw the blue dragon stone of the flying man in the sky, Hung Hai finally believed it. I just traveled through time to the point of view. Turn out to be. Hung Hai stayed in the internet cafe all night long and played Lu for 3 days. After 3 days, I finally reached the top of the rankings. So I got up and prepared to go to school and die. Going to school every day is so boring. If reality could be the same as games. As long as you keep getting stronger, it'll be fine. Hung Hai looked at his phone and it was only 8 o'clock. Just in time to take roll call in class. But in the next second, God fulfilled his wish. Come to this time of spiritual power above cultivation. Living with seemingly ordinary parents. Daily routine. Just practice and learn how to fight. This is no longer a game. But the reality that really happened. Practice to become stronger. Is there anything more exciting than this? The mother on the side looks at her son who is training. A little surprised. This kid seems to have a talent for cultivation. Learn it as soon as you can. At the age of 8, he has already reached the 2nd level of cultivation. The classification is on the other side of the comment area. Red Boy was thinking. He only reached the 2nd quarter when he was 8 years old. If I continue to talk to these two mortals, parents have reached the full level of cultivation. Wouldn't he be 80 years old? We must think of ways to change. Just make yourself stronger. 8 years have passed in the blink of an eye. Hung Hai is 16 years old this year, right? Then you can enroll in my training school. The red boy's parents were embarrassed after hearing this. It is possible to go to school. But he seems a bit too strong now. The old man looked confident. Although it was handed over by you. But 16. Usually it's just a 3,000 snack. Don't look down on our school. There are also many outstanding students in our school. After hearing this, the two people quickly expressed. Although we taught him a lot of things. But the way he gets stronger. Even we don't see peace. Red Boy on the other side. Currently testing the modern sound machine gun he researched. The principle is to use fruits. Explosive force and electromagnetic power of thunderstone. Accelerate advancement. And spiritual power acts as a bullet. The three people talking here. Suddenly I heard a bang in front of me. Quickly ran over to check. I saw a 5th level monster lying on the ground. Hung Hai killed the monster instantly. This frightened the old man so much that he broke into a cold sweat. My colleague, I have something important to say to you. Although you won the battle, you are only a 3rd level spiritual master. It is more dangerous to challenge a 5th level monster. And generally 5th level spiritual masters are only the hardware monster that I barely defeated. You actually gave me an instant kill. Now I invite you to my training school. Learn to learn common sense. Keep following these two people. You will become less and less honest. But you need to conceal your identity. Otherwise it will affect other students. The red boy looked confused. What identity can I have? The old man said helplessly. Of course your parents are both from Lincoln. Red boy heard. A look of surprise. Oops, I have to go. My parents are actually Linzan. Suddenly I was told that I was a rich 2nd generation. What would you do? Red boy never dreamed. His parents turned out to be the legendary Linzan. These are the best people in the world. Hong Hai looked at the huge royal training school. Full of helplessness. No matter which world we go to. You can't escape the fate of going to school. The parents on the side were happy and sad. I can't bear to leave my son so much. Then we can just go to the hospital. Good guy, it turns out that both parents are the same. Just to go out and play, you leave your children at school. Red boy sighed. Turn around and walk to school. Come on, red boy, come on. You are the best. Hong boy's face turned red by this scene. Stop shouting. This is so embarrassing. Are these two really the elder Linzan? This scene happened to be seen by young master Shinjiali. You still need your parents to accompany you during the entrance exam. When is this school? It has become a place where children come. But Hung Hai just ignored this young man. Walked towards the examination room. Ali Shao saw Hong Hai's attitude. He made the boy angry. Stop for me. I'm the 2nd 5th son of an expert. Red boy doesn't care. He also picked out his ears. It means what kind of evil did he teach that dog? Less angry face. I saw a flame appear in my hand. Hong boy looked shocked. I didn't expect this to be when he was 3 years old. His mother taught him. And now this spiritual technique. He has already been eliminated by him. Are you afraid? This is the flame of the forest that I am proud of. If you beg for mercy now, I can still let you go. Hong Boy was speechless for a while. This is something he saved when he was 3 years old. And he is so formal. Too shabby. Is this the level of ordinary people? I have been staying with my father and mother all the time. It made me mistakenly think that it was the level of ordinary people. Hong Hai just gave it a slight blow with his mouth. It just blew the flames away. The young man was shocked. It's all the same. What did you do? Why can't I gather the flames? Hong Hai said calmly that it was nothing. It's just a simple spiritual technique, right? Temporarily cutting off the oxygen around your hands. Oh yes. It feels like there should be no oxygen in this world. Li Xiao felt that Hong Hai was looking down on him, waving his fist like a red boy and attacking. Hong Hai blew out another simple breath. Li Xiao, who was directly asked to come over, couldn't even breathe. I fainted as soon as I turned over. This was originally a simple magic to put out fires. This is the first time I've used it on someone. At this time, a young lady came over, expressing his gratitude to Hong Hai for helping him a lot. He was pestered by that evil young man just now. Fortunately, you took action. My name is Muse Hylan. What's your name? Hong Boy secretly thought. Is this the story of a hero saving the American emperor? As an ambitious man, he rarely communicates with the opposite sex. The talking room between two people. Soon we arrived at the examination room for the test. Just inject your spiritual power into the snacks. Hong Boy looked at the people who kept coming forward to test. What the old man said was indeed right. Reaching the 3rd level at this age is considered very talented. When Muse Hylan faced the test with both hands, a burst of intense light flashed out. It turns out that she is a princess from a neighboring country. And it has reached level 4. The next one is finally Red Boy, so I wanted to see it. What is your own strength? Just be prepared to pour all your spiritual power into it. But the next second there were cracks during the test. Seeing this, Hong Hai quickly took back his spiritual power. All I saw was a 2nd order level. Everyone laughed. Come and take the exam as soon as you reach the 2nd level. Isn't it embarrassing? Magnolia on the side saw something was wrong. It was the first time he saw a test and it broke. Hong Hai was speechless in her heart. This prop. It's really too sensible. I don't even use my power. He can't do it. If your parents are legendary top bosses, will you still practice hard? What do you think about how hard it is for others to practice cultivation? And you already learned it when you were 3 years old. When testing spiritual power, you even cracked it during the test. Hi, all candidates, please take note. The practical entrance exam is about to begin. The rules of the exam are in the comment area. Then the exam officially started. A disciple chased a little rabbit around. But the little rabbit is extremely flexible. This makes this disciple very tired. With a red sound, the little rabbit was killed directly. Who is who? Come out. Sorry to see you fighting so hard. So when I couldn't hold it back, I killed him. It turns out you are the trash. I recognize you. You are the only 2nd sister during the level test. How dare you rob me? Why are you hunting my mother-in-law and mother? Play RPG. Isn't it normal to grab monsters during the game? What are you talking about? What nonsense are you talking about? Offending me means offending the Ying family. I won't let it go easily. What are you doing? Then a voice came from far away. It's really embarrassing. In this school. However, it is strictly forbidden to use the full strength of the nobles to cause chaos. The person who came was the eldest son of a famous cultivator. Moreover, the cultivation level has already reached the 4th level. Pu Yun, known as a genius. This disciple was tricked into Luohua escape. Don't forget to say harsh words. Said he had a chance. I will definitely teach Hong Boy a lesson. Red Boy's speechless complaint. Grey Taro also likes to say things like this. Then he quickly expressed his gratitude to Pu Yun. Pu Yun said that you are the first one who is not afraid of me. People who say I'm good. Then he invited Hong Boy to form a team to fight monsters together. Hong Hai also happily agreed. Just fine. Let's see what level 4 is like. So Hu Yun began to make plans. Because the big ones who came here, most are descendants of nobles. Basically you can't encounter monsters at ordinary times. Even if he himself has level 4 strength. I'm not very confident that I can pass the exam. So we have to make a perfect battle plan. But the next second, a roar broke their conversation. All I saw was a group of 4th level monsters. The 2-headed dogs have surrounded them. Hu Yun saw this. Quickly let the red boy run away first. He comes to think of a way to deal with them. So he took the initiative to launch an attack. I thought I'd kill one quickly first and then go rescue the red boy. Hong Boy looked at the two-headed dog in front of him with stars in his eyes. Awesome, how did you do this? He actually has 2 heads. Looks very tasty. The two-headed dog was startled by the red boy's appearance. On the other side, Wu Yun and the two-headed dog were fighting back and forth. Finally found the opportunity. Only by using ice technique did one of them be eliminated. He destroyed the 4th level monsters by himself. Still really a bit. He just wanted to go over and help Hong Hai. The next second, I was stunned. Only the red boy is seen. All the two-headed dogs have been brought down. They all say that cabbage is eaten by pigs, but anyone who doesn't eat cabbage is definitely not a good pig. This red-headed pig is sleeping under the tree. Our Mulan looks at the sleeping red-headed pig. Just prepare for a sneak attack. If this 5th level monster can be eliminated, you should be able to enroll directly. Just do it. Magnolia directly drives the spell. Attack the red-headed pig. A booming explosion sounded. The earth shook. But nothing happened to the red-headed pig. Furious looking for his attacker. Must be arched. Damn it, the 2 people far away heard this movement. Say something bad secretly. The 5th level monster must have been alarmed. We have to go there quickly and save people. Red-headed pig. In one fell swoop, Molt Hylan was knocked out. Mulan is already covered in wounds. As expected of a 5th level monster, normal attacks are completely useless. It seems that I can only use that trick. But the red-headed pig didn't give him a chance. He just rushed over and rolled over. Mulan, who hasn't had time to cast the spell yet, directly blown away. Just in Magnolia. When you feel like you're being killed by a pig, a figure rushed over. Catch the falling Mulan. Are you okay? Are there any injuries? Magnolia's little face is red. He hesitated and said no. Then let's run away quickly. Put down the mouse, Aline. Say as he ran away. This left the 2 of them speechless for a while. Just like that, the 3 of them were running in front. The red-headed pig is chasing behind. Pu Yun quickly asked Hong Hai to think of a solution. Otherwise we all have to explain here. Hong Hai has a serious look on his face at this time. You don't know. Let's fight against the 5th level monsters. It's very dangerous behavior. How ignorant you are. Don't pretend here. Ah, I know you hide your strength. Who in the right mind can breathe? Kill 3 or 4 level 4 ones. Two-headed dog. Oh, okay, I saw the red boy coming out of my arms. Pulled out an unknown sphere. He even put it in his mouth and bit it. Then he threw it at the red-headed pig. Both of them looked confused. I don't understand what Hong Hai is doing. And told them to lie down. The next second there was an explosion. The leading pig turned directly into a scumbag. This shocked both of them. The 5th level monster was instantly killed like this. The other side. The elders looked at the mark of the 5th level monster. Disappeared. The old man was speechless and angry at the red boy. Write me a letter to cause trouble. And the disciple who is taking the exam right now, also confused. I don't understand why all the monsters ran away. Seems to be afraid of something. It turned out to be because the 5th level monsters were destroyed. All monsters lost the battle because of this. There is no way to take the exam now. The old man sighed helplessly. We have no choice but to recruit all students. Moves used by others. The male protagonist will know it after watching it once. That's it. Still being called a 12G piece of trash. Hong Hai, please tell me who you are. Where is the Lion City? Even though Muse Hylan looked at Hong Boy with a serious face, Pu Yun was embarrassed for a while. I hid it quickly, haha. Okay. Everyone has a past that they don't want to mention. It won't be too late to ask after he is willing to talk. Muse Hylan saw this. Had to give up. Hi first. Congratulations on your admission. But this is just the starting point. In this powerful school, incompetent people will be abandoned without mercy. Those who can't keep up can only be eliminated. Be a stepping stone for others. Everyone needs to know. I laugh at the birth of many responsibilities. The teachers at the school are all 8th level advanced practitioners. In the last demon hunting battle, it is the participation of teachers and students of our school created the current peace. From now on, I'll rely on you to buy protection. Hong Boy was very happy when he heard this. It seems that I have to work hard to reach the level of Lin Zun as soon as possible. Hong Hai's words caused a burst of laughter from the disciples behind him. Brother, your joke is funny enough. Lin Zun is not something someone like you can achieve. Besides, you're just a 2nd level waste. At this time, the dean on the stage asked the person who defeated the 5th level monster to students give speeches. I saw the red boy walking up. This made the disciple next to me so shocked that his eyes popped out. I didn't expect him to. He is the strong man who defeated the 5th level monsters. The red boy was embarrassed when he came to the stage. Answer questions in class in my previous life. I'll be so nervous that I can't speak. Now I can only talk nonsense. The people below actually saw that it was before the second level waist tested. A discussion. I am so angry that I gnash my teeth. The red boy looked helpless. Unexpectedly, it aroused public outrage. It seems that in this life, I can't have good popularity in school anymore. Suddenly a hand grabbed Hongboy's hand. I have something to say to you. I advise you to keep a low profile. The school is full of energetic young people. Someone will definitely give you trouble. Red boy has a well-behaved face, Dean. Don't worry. Anyway, no one can beat me. Don't worry. The old man felt helpless for a while. I was worried about him. In short, it would be better for you to use less outlandish moves, to prevent others from doubting your identity. Hung Hai could only agree. The next day a teacher was explaining to the students. Let the students take a basic 0 number test first. Just use 0 to attack the handle. Everyone started their performances one after another. Muse Hylan turned her spiritual power into a bow and arrow. With a gentle pull, the handle in the distance was shattered. This scene aroused everyone's admiration. It really deserves to be a dead street. Then it's Red Boy's turn. He feels that he is more low-key. Just use the sign Mulan used just now. I saw the bow and arrow slowly solidifying in my hand. Hung Hai also specially controlled the strength. Only 30% is used. But he still penetrated the dart handle. Muse Hylan looked at this scene in shock. Hong Hai saw Muse Hylan looking at him. I quickly smiled awkwardly. Ha ha ha. Make you laugh. Sure enough, it's still a lot worse than you. Muse Hylan looked angry. Because he saw it. What Hung Hai just used was his original spiritual technique. But Hung Hai learned it after just one look. Hong Boy sees something bad. It seems like it's still exposed. The girl you were dating just now. I will fight you in the next second. What would you do? Red Boy sneaked away quietly. Get out of class is finally over. It's really too dangerous. Lin Shuo better not study randomly. But the next second, a terrifying voice sounded from behind. Got you. Red Boy. When Red Boy saw this, he immediately ran away. But I can't get rid of Mulan from behind. Red Boy can't help it. I had to stop and ask Muse Hylan what was going on. But Muse Hylan asked Hung Hai to explain. What happened during class today? Red Boy quickly crossed out. Said he had more important things to attend to now. Looking confused at Muse Hylan. What else could be more important than this? Hong Boy made a handsome turn. Of course it's a Dobeo store. We're doing a big back-to-school sale. All daily necessities have 3 temperature ranges. At this moment, Dobeo stores are already crowded with people. Hung Hai and Magnolia finally managed to squeeze in. At this time, the person next to me squeezed Magnolia. Magnolia suddenly arrived in Hung Hai's arms. The Red Boy's face turned red. What a dim touch. Red Boy and Mulan bought each other for a while. The two of them are just a sweet mess. If this part doesn't look good, I'll just skip it. Muse Hylan looked at the cute little Yang and felt fond of it. But I don't know why Muse Hylan didn't buy it. I just bought a few training uniforms. Hong Boy is a little confused. Why doesn't Muse Hylan buy daily necessities? Looking at the cute little Yang. Better buy it. Are you very Joe? The Red Boy looked helpless. I am simply like a hard-working guy who goes shopping with his girlfriend. Although Mulan is not my girlfriend. The two of them immediately prepared to go to the wooden pile in front. Get ready to take a break. Molt Hylan, why do you want to become stronger? Ah, aren't you a princess? Why? My country is a poor small country. Such a small country. You need the blessing of a big country to survive. And I am a princess. What I can do? Just Chen Weihe and great power politics. Tools for marriage. But there is only hope. As long as I can grab it and become Lin Zun. You can occupy a foreign country by yourself. Red Boy heard. Searching in the package for a while. All I saw was a lamb. Then this is for you. You have worked hard. Let's work hard together from now on. Muse Hylan took the lamb and was silent for a while. Tears flowed out of my eyes unsatisfactorily. Slowly lean on the Red Boy. Hong Boy will not be affected by this scene. You are right. Let's work hard together. Muse Hylan suddenly stood up and Hong Boy. Let's duel. So he dragged me back to the academy to have a showdown. The teacher also saw the two of us and smiled and said, you guys are quite interesting. There's still a duel at night. At this time, Si Jin took the initiative to ask if he could refuse criticism. You guys just started laughing and killed the 5th level monster. I also want to see how strong you are. So I don't agree with you quitting. If you don't want to fight, just let him cut you. At this time Si Jing looked at Muse Hylan. I'm just a 2nd level person. Why are you always pestering me? Just listen to what Muse Hylan said slowly. You still have the nerve to say you are level 2? You've been hiding your strength. It's been a long time since I've met an opponent. Don't even think about running away tonight. The words just fell. He began to perform spiritual magic. After several rounds of duel, in the end, Multhailan used all her strength to strike the wind god's sword. Jin also resorted to being beaten by his own father every day. A unique skill that I just learned. Although the dragon-slaying sword is broken, but finally defeated Magnolia. At this time Jin put down his sword. Looks like we're in a draw. Who knew Multhailan would take advantage of him when he wasn't paying attention? Hit Jin with a left hook and knock him to the ground. The teacher also looked at Multhailan Shang speechlessly. Jin stood up and looked at Multhailan. You are so competitive. As for that? Suddenly, he also looked shy. Fighting must be done by any means necessary. You were too careless and turned around and ran away. The outcome is decided. Don't think blindly. At this time the teacher explained. According to the custom of Multhailan country, lost to a man in a formal duel, I have to commit myself to it. It's a pity that the teacher pulls the silk scarf obscenely. If you do it all at once, maybe he is your wife. But the teacher would like to remind you to put your studies first. Don't fall in love prematurely. Today Jing and Multhailan came to the corridor of the school. Suddenly I met a man bullying a female classmate. I learned that the man who bullied me was named Gao Chen. Silk Realm affirmation full of sense of justice. Can't stand this situation. Stand up decisively and let go of that girl. Gao Chen turned around and scolded you. You are a country bumpkin. If you want to die, you dare to interfere in my affairs. At this time, his little brother rushed over like a wild beast. Jin could tell their ranks at a glance. 2 third level. 3 second orders. Then he stepped on the ground. Used level 1 Ningbingshu. Suddenly several little Kara couldn't move. Then a fire magic. The little Karas were surrounded by flames. The last 2 connection technology. The little Karas fell unconscious directly to the ground. At this time, Lin Bo challenges Gao Chen. Gao Chen took advantage of Lin Bo's carelessness and attacked directly. Just when everyone was worried about Lin Bo's safety, I saw him slowly draw out his sword. Like cutting a watermelon. Directly broke Gao Chen's spell. When Lin Bo used his ultimate move to kill him instantly, suddenly blocked by a tornado. One look at the aura of the 17th level powerhouse. When Ling Bo was in danger, he rushed forward and hugged him. Jin watched the 7th level powerhouse strike with all his strength. No mercy at all. He seems to want to kill people and silence them. Ling Bo, let me borrow your sword and prepare to face the enemy. So I kept sliding against the flames. Nor can it be extinguished. However, this damn old man kept increasing the firepower. See this situation. Since that old thing wants to be more aggressive, then I can only use the secret weapon. He just threw a grenade at it. The old man's fire spell was immediately dispelled. Learned through Ling Yun. It turns out that this damn old man is Gao Chen's uncle Gao Kaijing. He is also the discipline teacher of the college. Isn't that a public revenge? Are all the people in your city so cruel? At this time, Gao Chen arrogantly scolded Jing. I will make sure you look good next time. So I turned my head and didn't need to do it next time. He casually took out a big sword from his crotch. Knife slashed through it. This angered Gao Kaijing. Immediately afterwards, he used 7th level spiritual skills to rush over. Immediately I also took out a few grenades. He immediately threw it towards Gao Kaijin. I thought I was going to send Gao Kaijing away today. Unexpectedly, the principal arrived suddenly and caught the grenade. Then he criticized Gao Kaijing. As a disciplined teacher, still acting like a concubine. For the sake of your old man, the Gao family, I'll let you go this time. Jing, come with me. Fortunately, I came in time. If it's too late, my school will have to be rebuilt. These little gadgets of yours, I'll take it back and study it. Have you ever met such a straightforward girl? The first time we met, he handed me a letter. And tell me the address is inside. He shyly said that he would wait for me when he went home. I was surprised. Could this be the legendary love letter? I'm about to open the envelope. Unexpectedly, Teacher Qian suddenly appeared in front of me. I was so scared that I hid the envelope behind my back. Class is here, why don't you come over quickly? Then he said that this is not necessarily a love letter. Possibly is. Where is the challenge? The screen changes. I found the address. It turns out to be a Yairofang. I entered the house and looked around. I learned that the girl's name is Huai. He learned the art of healing. Then opened the door curtain and let's go in. I was still thinking, are we in such a hurry? When I entered the room, I saw Lin Bo was there too. Lin Bo quickly sat up and said hello to me. Then he said that he has a big ancestral sword at home. Only a handsome man like me deserves it. Who would have wanted to hear him say that? Suddenly I felt full of strength all over my body. As he said, such handsomeness. A mighty image comes to my mind. It's so handsome. This is the horse I should have when traveling through time. The next day I came to his house as promised. I could tell at a glance that this was a meow knife. When I walked over and picked up the knife, suddenly felt a buzzing sound. It seems like the sword is talking to me. Does this count as meeting someone who has traveled through time like me? Come and chat with me, Laojian. Jing looked at the big sword with a confused look on her face. What the hell is this? Immediately afterwards, De Beijian scolded me again. Where does my little brother live? What is your identity after time travel? If I hang out with you for a year, how much salary do you plan to give me? Then Jing put down his sword with a snap, turned around and said, Linbo, thank you for your kindness, but I may not be able to control this evil sword. At this time, suddenly there was a harsh sound outside the door. Still bragging here? The famous name of Zhu Wenlin Shenliu comes here to challenge. The Gao family paid us to come and remove your signboard. The words just fell. Lingbo prepares to draw his weapon and fight. The silk scarf grabbed him and you just recovered. I'll help you with these little minions. Just after saying that, several little Karas swarmed up to the boy. You utter arrogance. Let you try my Nialantian 9 swords. At this time Jin was holding Lingbo's weapon. Then I'll use the sword energy I got after being beaten by my own father for 30 days. Shout out to Jin Liu swordsmanship. Just like cutting a watermelon. Several minions flew out directly. Suddenly the two girls looked at me with adoring eyes. Girl Huai kept clapping her hands and applauding. Brother, you are so awesome. Then I looked at the unconscious little gangster. His was just a slap in the face. Stop pretending to be dead. I grabbed Bucktooth by the collar. He was so frightened by my aura that he cried loudly. At this time, suddenly a man appeared. You pissed off the Gao family. I guess this ruined dojo can't be saved either. If little junior sister you are homeless, I can adopt you and that old loser. Throw your father into the woodshed. Then you will be my personal maid. Jin couldn't bear it anymore and casually gave him an arrow. I didn't expect that man's weapon to be so sharp. Jin's weapons were cut off again. Are you the new apprentice? If you disagree, you'll kill them. Quite a temper. Then take the sword back. I learned that this person's name is Lu Xiao, the senior brother who betrayed his master. The main purpose of my visit today. I just want to tell you, if you want to keep the Rishan Ryu brand name, you have to participate in the competition next week and win. I think this guy has good potential. From this it seems you still have some hope. Please beg your little boyfriend to play for you. Jing competes to represent Lin Shenliu. Try picking up the evil sword again. I thought it would be the same reaction as last time, but he seems a little disappointed. Then let Linbo introduce the rules of the game to him. Linbo also talked about the relationship between martial arts and Linshu. The difference is when he talks with gusto. Suddenly Jing burst into laughter. Linbo looked at Jing in surprise. Are you okay? Could it be that he was affected by the evil sword and became evil? So I sent a private message with a grimace. I'm fine. I just sensed the words of the evil sword. Then since I want to inherit the evil sword, do you need to meet your father? So Lin Guo took him to his father's door. Suddenly there was a sound inside. Let him come in alone. Private message. I just closed the door after entering the house. Suddenly felt a surge. Powerful spiritual energy attacked him. I wondered if the old man wanted to test him. He immediately pulled out his sword and chopped lonely, embarrassed expression. There seems to be nothing. At this time, Senior Lin Lai smiled slightly. This was just a suggestion. Mixed with murderous intent, she looks like a bitch with real substance. Most people can't sense it. Then laughed. He is worthy of being the son of Jianzi Lingzun. Looks like my daughter found a treasure. Private message, will you be my son-in-law? He said embarrassingly, Senior. This has to be decided by Linbo himself. At this time, the old man stared at the silk scarf. But I don't usually spread my skills to others. Then he said, how about you recognize me as your godfather? I'll make it easier for you. Then use the zero god style swordsmanship I taught you. You can use it with a slanting sword to perform the extra zero star style. Then you learn it and it becomes your own unique swordsmanship. I have already thought of the name of the sword move for you. How about just asking the honey sword to tear into the spiritual heart flow? At this time, thoughts kept popping up in my mind. Tear into the spiritual flow. Lord of the Cross, Falling Moon, and Autumn Rain. In the end, I still couldn't withstand the old man's temptation. I fell to my knees. Godfather, my good godfather, there is nothing I can do. Anyone who calls me my biological father will say that Wu Zhaosheng has a trick. Since you have accepted me as your godfather, the martial arts competition will begin next week. Then let's start right away. Wangui will help you when the time comes. At this time, Wangui suddenly shouted out the formula pineapple, jackfruit, honey. S.I. Jin was stunned for a moment. Damn it. What kind of copycat formula is this? The screen changes. I came to the door of the internet cafe in my previous life. What happened? Then Wangui said, I control your spirit. You can treat it as a dream. Suddenly a man came over. I stood up in surprise. It turns out to be Senior Spirit Hunter. He looked at me seriously. Isn't it convenient for Wangui to bring you to Dreamland? Then let's start training. Through 5 days of day and night practice, S.I. Jin finally mastered his unique sword. When he opened the door, unexpectedly, all his classmates were waiting outside the door for him to come out. It seems that all hopes are pinned on him. The Imperial contest officially begins. When S.I. Jing stood on the ring, suddenly I felt pain from the old policeman in my hand. It may be caused by the previous practice intensity being too high. At this time, the opponent mocked. Isn't this a popular figure in the first grade? But for your age group. Indeed worthy of your pride. But the reality is very cruel. Let me, the senior, teach you a lesson today. Let you be my stepping stone to becoming a champion. Then a 3-meter machete struck the scarf. I saw Silk Land slowly stretching out 2 fingers. Caught the senior's machete. Senior, you are so slow. Can it be faster? Ah, he looked at S.I. Jin in confusion. Hold my machete between 2 fingers. This is absolutely impossible. Must be an illusion. Let me go. Otherwise I will go crazy. So S.I. Jin let go of his orchid finger. Suddenly, the senior was bounced back several meters. I must have been a day boy just now. I'm going to get serious. Then he cut it with another knife. Unexpectedly, he was pinched by S.I. Jin's 2 fingers again. The senior was so angry that he cried loudly, please don't do this. I've drawn my sword and I want to compete with you. S.I. Jin proudly competes with swords. Isn't this enough for me? The senior couldn't face S.I. Jin's shameless provocation. Instantly fell to his knees. Dad, I give up. Let me go. Several classmates also said in embarrassment. It turns out the driver has this kind of personality, since there is such a magical operation. At this time, Gao Chen and Lu Xiao were discussing how to clean up the Lin family. Suddenly, servants from the Gao family came to report to the young master. Saijin just defeated his opponent in the competition. The words just fell. Gao Chen shouted loudly, if you win, you win? There's no need to report such trivial matters. Lu Xiao shouted to scare people. I have used several silver bullets. The servant said hesitantly that he had not revealed anything yet. He won the game using only 2 fingers. At this time, Gao Chen was completely angered. Grab the scary collar. Please explain it clearly to me. What does one thing mean? Then a slap in the face, it's all rubbish. These idiots have no right to stay in the back of the hand team. What an embarrassment to me. Suddenly Lu Xiao also showed an evil face. This guy is interesting. I think I'll do it myself. At this time, the classmates were very envious of the silk scarf. Ling Yun was also in awe of him. All good things have happened to you. It seems that what I am about to receive is a dull sound. Competition is over. Everyone leaves. The screen changes. The emperor summoned Gao Chen's father Gao Yuan. Tell him that he will clear the Yukian tournament tomorrow. And let the plateau prepare security measures. At this time, Lu Xiao thought that there were 16 contestants. It would be really difficult for him to wait if he takes turns. So he secretly sent the remaining 14 people to intercept and kill them all. Early next morning, Ling Yun hurriedly knocked on the silk scarf door and told him that the 14 people who competed last night, all killed. I suspect it was Lu Xiao who did this. Senior Shi Lingli looked at S.I. Jing. Lu Xiao is impatient. I should like you very much. He should want to have a great date with you as soon as possible. Lu Xiao Xing is crazy. He also looks rather vulgar. So S.I. Jing, don't be careless with him. He actually killed 14 masters in one night. It seems that he has finally mastered the demon sword he expected. S.I. Jing is still thinking about how to crack the sword demon's moves. Suddenly forgetting to return reminded him that someone was coming. So he sat up. I saw a man in black crawling into his room. I sent a private message curiously asking who you are. Unexpectedly, the girl was so frightened that she fell to the ground. Then he stood up. Get angry at me unreasonably. You want to scare me to death in the middle of the night. I chopped him with an innocent look on my face. I learned from him that his name is He Lian Lingling. Then he grabbed my face. You are the driver, right? At this time, I was so scared that I couldn't move. At this time, the guard outside the door speaks. Search every room. He was so frightened that he jumped out of the window while crawling. When he left, he asked me to work hard tomorrow. I was confused and waved to him. Could it be that some eldest lady has taken a fancy to me? The pre-competition officially started on the second day. S.I. Jing, Lin Bo, and others also came to the competition venue. He looked at Lu Xiao and Gao Chen opposite. Lu Xiao is also full of murderous intent. Watching him finally wait until today. Then I heard 4 words, "Welcome to your majesty." Si Jing. I wonder what the ruler of this country looks like. So I quietly raised my head and took a look. How could it be the girl last night? At this time Gao Yuan shouted loudly to invite. 2 contestants came forward. So Si Jin and Lu Xiao immediately stood on the ring. After hundreds of rounds, Si Jin used Yen Yu Lin Xin Lu. A sword pierced Lu Xiao's body. I thought the battle was over. Little did they know that Lu Xiao was already possessed by a demon. Instantly, the eyes glowed with a dazzling red light. Ling Yun saw that danger was coming. Hurry and gather people of level 4 and above. Cover people's evacuation. At this time, Lu Xiao summoned a bunch of skulls. Fight with the guards. He looked at the driver. Your friends have all run away, why haven't you run away yet? In this case, then let's fight to the death. So both sides used their big moves. After several rounds, found Lu Xiao's weakness. Used the acting spirit flow. Kill him instantly. Immediately afterwards, all the skeletons he summoned were also destroyed. At this time Gao Yuan came over. I didn't expect you to defeat the demonized Lu Xiao. This time, the Gao family was really harmed by this kid. Maybe this is retribution too. At this time, Lu Xiao made a whirring sound from his throat. The 2 looked at each other in surprise. It turns out it's not Lu Xiao. So Gao Yuan squatted down and looked at his men. Saijin can't try it here without you. Then I left the nose dance hall. The screen changes. Lin Lai whipped his penis and scolded you to come out. Not yet degraded to the point of losing hearing. So the embarrassed Lu Xiao walked out. Since I have chosen this path of no return, even if it's dark ahead, I won't waver. I came here specially to say goodbye to the master. I will go to Wangbei to join the demon clan. We will be enemies next time we meet. Just a few days ago, after I defeated the possessed Lu Xiao, so Her Majesty the Queen also started practicing spirit god style. The swordsmanship of the state. As for Gao Jia, who is the guardian of the royal capital, colluding with the villain Lu Xiao, Hu Ziuofei is the last high official, also placed under house arrest. I was lying on the bed feeling sore all over my body. Coupled with the old problem before, I couldn't even get out of bed. At this time, the Empress suddenly climbed over from the window to my room, saying obscenely that if no one wants me, he took me into his harem. Unexpectedly, Lin Guo knocked on the door and said he wanted to come in. However, Her Majesty the Queen is afraid of being discovered. I had to get into the bed. So Lingbo opened the door and walked to my bed. Said he just got some medicine from Huai. Can effectively relieve muscle soreness. He immediately took out the instruction manual Huai gave him. Suddenly he looked at me with his face flushed. Then he hesitated and asked me to take off my clothes. The words just fell. It made Her Majesty the Queen furious under the bed. It was obviously me who cried first. So I looked at Lingbo with a shocked face. Why are you taking off your clothes? Ah, he said shyly that he had to apply it all over his body. And you have to give me a massage to be effective. Look how determined he is. I can only drag my shirt off ruthlessly. After 80 minutes of massage, holding Linbo's hand, I feel much more comfortable now. Suddenly Multhailan knocked on the door outside. Lingbo also got under the bed in an instant. The 2 looked at Linbo awkwardly, preparing to take luggage with Her Majesty the Queen. Your Majesty quickly covered his mouth. There is no need to stay apart at this time. At this time, Multhailan shouted outside for a long time without any response. Entered the room directly. Your face is red and you have no clothes on. Why not lock it? No, I'm here to bring you rewards for class. Do you feel better now? At this time, Silk Scarf's brain was confused. How should we end this situation? Suddenly looking up to the sky is normal. I didn't expect that I was scared away by the wooden cordon bleu award. So when he bent down to pick up the reward, in an instant, everyone was stunned. The 3 of them looked at each other half awake. Muse Hylan is thinking hard. This guy is such a playboy. At this time, in order to relieve the embarrassment, Linbo said he was here to deliver medicine. After understanding, Muse Hylan also learned that the blonde girl was Her Majesty the Queen. Then Her Majesty the Queen coughed twice. I secretly sent you a private message. You have to help me save my life. I have special things for him to do. Then Linbo was arranged to escort him to the dojo. He has something to discuss with his father. Her Majesty the Queen has arrived at the dojo. Let Lin Li Duo cultivate more insights for the country. Because he sensed that not only the demons. There is something darker. The power is threatening the entire continent. The screen changes. Gao Shen howled like a mad dog. Royal Training Academy is so brave. How dare you fire me? Then suddenly I heard a person coming over. Just a college. Who is qualified to guide the young master of the Gao family? I will be your tutor from now on. Under my guidance, soon you will surpass them. My name is Biluo, but people who know me call me Emerald Empress. At this time Gao Chen showed an excited expression. You are the 9 Festival Spirit Emperor. Ever since I defeated Lupin in the Imperial contest, the teacher said he had cervical spondylosis today. Let me take his place in class and discuss ideas with classmates. I turned around and looked at him. Isn't that bad? Then say. Makes me unable to use weapons or any props. Other students are free. Although it feels very unfair, but I'm still very confident in dealing with them. After a while, I hit them with just a few moves and they were unable to fight back. So I fell in love with the person I admired. I then popularized theoretical knowledge to them. I heard them shaking their heads. Said he didn't understand what I said. At this time the teacher came over. Send me a private message. I think your theory is pretty good. How about you teach everyone theory lessons in the future? Ling Yun on the side saw that I had attracted a lot of attention. Come and fight with me too. Then he used the 4 realms of warfare. I was also forced to play with him. After dozens of rounds, there is still no tie. So he used the Pan family's giant hammer again. I was forced to go rogue and could only use the 4 realms to explode fireballs. Just hear a loud bang. Suddenly billowing smoke enveloped the training ground. Teacher Gan looks in danger. He immediately took action and rescued us both from the flames of war. Otherwise, the consequences will be disastrous. Muse Hylan also came over and asked if everything was okay. Let you discuss the key points until then. Teacher Gan next to him was slightly startled. It seems that this year's selection of excellent teaching videos has been completed. At this time, the principal was frowning. Because Si Jing just entered school. Just kill the 5th level Wild Boar King. As a result, students in the current college cannot take practical classes. Suddenly someone opened the door and called the principal. Another monster came and settled in the back mountain. The principal was extremely happy when he heard the news. Take me to see it quickly. I was in class at this time. Suddenly a wood orchid sticks to my ear. Ask me if I am free after school. Could it be that the legendary date has finally come? After school we came to the mountain behind the school. Saijing, since I met you, I've always wanted to tell you something. You are so smart, you should know what I want to say. Suddenly, my heart beats at 800 beats per minute. I secretly thought that he must have fallen in love with me. So he hesitated and said, Saijing, please find a way to help me become stronger. I rely on this appointment. Why would you ask me out just to say this? I thought to myself that Muse Hylan really has a straight mentality. It seems that this confession has turned into a tutorial again. Then I told him about the fighting skills. Then increase your own mobility and become able to. Since today we talked about the training of Warcraft. Then let's go to the demonic mountains tomorrow. Catch a monster. Use it as a chess piece for you. The next day we came to the demonic mountains. I thought Muse Hylan was the only one here. Unexpectedly, Ling Yun and the others also came. It actually destroyed my world between 2 people again. Then suddenly I smell the smell of monsters. Ling Yun also said that the smell of monsters is quite strong. There should be a lot of monsters. I need a medical teacher from the furnace room. I'm treating a man who was injured by a monster in the back mountain. Treat. The principal told how the monsters coming from the mountains this time were very. Please, why don't you seal off the back mountain? Lest another student goes in and loses his life. Suddenly he felt a bad premonition. My intuition tells me, Saijin is going to mess things up again. Monsters that just came to settle down. I might be killed by him again. This little bastard can't live without seeking death for a day. Recently I was in the demonic mountains with my classmates. Suddenly I heard a brushing sound. The basket in Hui's hand is missing. So they turned around and looked. Unexpectedly, a little kitten stole the basket. At this time, Ling Yun used ice bombs and threw them directly. The kitten ran towards the forest. It seems to be deliberately tempting everyone to chase it. Suddenly forgetting to return sent a danger signal to Saijin. Maybe in big trouble. Hui also tells everyone not to chase her. It feels like all the trees in this generation have withered. And I have severe flatulence. So he took out the solution and asked everyone to eat it. To avoid being hurt by poisonous gas. Muse Hylan also felt attracted by the little milk cat. Arriving at the territory of Warcraft. Suddenly a snake attacked him from behind. Silk Scarf immediately hugged him over. So I killed the poisonous snake instantly with a musket. Ling Yun was surprised and called everyone to be careful. The dead leaves on the trees are all venomous snakes camouflaged. Then they were surrounded by poisonous snakes. See this situation. Everyone used magic. In a few strokes, all the little snakes were cleaned up. Suddenly I heard a roaring sound underground. They turned around and looked. Flax was stunned for a moment. Since there is such a big snake. Si Jing. Hurry up and let Ling Yun summon a wall of soldiers to resist the monsters. This snake is huge. We can't act rashly. With our current combat power configuration, there is still one missing bait that can move flexibly. At this time, I forgot to remind it. Just ask the little cat to help. So I called the kitten over. The driver asked Multilan to use the spirit of wind. Blow on the kitten. Suddenly the kitten's body swelled up. Then let it be used as bait to attract the attention of the poisonous snake. Power comes with risks. But it's worth a try. So the big cat ran in front of the giant snake. The Snake King opened his mouth and bit it in one bite. The big cat easily evades the attack of the venomous snake. Jin assigned the entire attack mission. Everyone has his own rules. At this time, the big cat successfully lured the poisonous snake to them. Then Lin Bo immediately used Spirit God style. A knife inserted into the eye of a poisonous snake. Jin used 4 giant gods to chase. Ling Yun also used Giant Run. Suddenly the big snake was beaten in great pain. Then Jin threw 2 grenades. The big snake's tomatoes will be exploded and sprayed out. Finally fell to the ground. At this time, the principal was drinking kung fu tea. Suddenly a teacher came and said to the principal, something bad happened. The 5th level high-level Snake King from the back mountain. He was killed again by Jin's grenade. After the principal heard the news, the teacup in my hand clattered to the ground. Does this little bastard Jin have a grudge against me? The screen changes. The driver is preparing to simulate today's battle scene. So let Wangui bring him into battle mode. Prepare. Experience the current improved pistol firepower. All I saw was bang bang bang. One shot. A little monster suddenly heard crisp footsteps. It's time to end the warm-up, right? We have done some tricks. When he saw it, it was simulated by Lu Xiao. How can Lupin talk? So he pointed at himself. I forgot to return home. After I extracted the data in your brain. Controlled by my consciousness. This is Jing's obscene school. This function is so useful. It would be great if I could turn you into a beauty. Wangui looked at him, and since he thought so, then I will turn you into a woman first. Make you a girl first. The words just fell. Jing suddenly turned into a woman. So he looked at Wangui with his face flushed. Is this what you do as a human being? I am not a human being in the first place. Technically I'm a slut. Stop talking nonsense. Let's take action, through some crackling interruptions. In the end Wangui was knocked to the ground. It seems that if there is no limit to the means, road sales are not your opponent either. But the battle is not over yet. I'm not dead yet. You killed me. That's not necessary, right? This is just a fantasy in a dream. Besides, you don't have the ability to fight anymore. The words just fell. Suddenly the principal and 2 teachers came over. Let's go on. Now make it more difficult. Jing suddenly woke up from his dream. Help me, I transformed into a 9-section strongman for you to practice. Why don't you cherish this opportunity? The driver asked him how he simulated fighting. The 2 bitches kept nagging all night long. Soon Si came in and found it. Muse Hylan looked at the cat supplies in front of her in surprise. I wonder how I became a cat slave. Muse Hylan asked me if I had seen Ling Yun in the past few days. I heard that he went back home because of something at home. Why haven't you come back yet? Not long ago, after I defeated Lupin in a martial arts competition. Ling Yun's brother Ling Yu narrated. As one of the 5 noble families, the Gao family, because of protecting road sales. Now other nobles take this opportunity to eradicate the Gao family. The Gao family controls the power of the imperial city. Ling Yun argued with his brother. The Gao family does not contribute to the country. Instead, we must eradicate powerful artistic conceptions. New forces that suppress the country, influence progress and development. He couldn't stand what the Gao family did. The 2 brothers broke up in a quarrel. So he found me to help. He said the Gao family must pay the price. Then if you decide so, I will definitely help you. At this time, after I returned to the room, thought I promised to help the commander. But I have no money and no power. How can I help? Suddenly I heard a sound coming from the window. I advise you not to go like this. I turned around and saw that it was His Majesty Lingling. Why did you come to my room again? What do you want from me? So he asked me what my plans were for the Gao family. Now the nobles headed by another family want to keep him. But I want to overthrow the Gao family. There must be corresponding countermeasures. Then my identity can't be used? My parents are both Lin Zun. Lin Zun is the most important force in the country. You are Lin Zun's son again. If they catch you, very detrimental to the Republic of China. If your identity is exposed, at that time, there will be groups of 9th level strongmen every day. Can you withstand it? For the sake of national security, I can only imprison you in my harem. Protected. If you don't want to work hard, There is no need to worry about food and clothing in the harem. And the bed is big and comfortable. Although there are many people who want to overthrow the Gao family. Since another statement. No one dares to offend. Let's look at the Royal Training Academy's attitude now. So you have to go find the principal and do some research. Then I came to the principal's office. I also expressed my attitude of helping Liun. So the principal thought again. Also agreed to my idea. Then let me persuade the student union to change. Or just replace it or something. There is also a student union in this college. Then the principal said that as long as there are any important decisions, need to obtain, only with the support and recognition of the student union. But you want to convince the student union. It's better to be mentally prepared. After a while I came to the student union office. He gestured awkwardly. Did I come at the wrong time? At this time Ling Yun's brother Ling Yun sarcastically said. This is my brother's friend Sai Jing. Defeat the road selling champion in a preliminary competition. However, Chen Qinglin looks down on me, Sai Jing. Never heard of that. Why did you come in without knocking? I want to knock on the door. But you have no way here. So the girl next to him said awkwardly. You forgot to bring your key the day before yesterday. Just blast the door open. I haven't had time to find someone to repair it yet. I looked at them. Thinking secretly. These are the core cadres of the student union. And Liun's brother. Look at their ferocious looks. Is this also a student? Then suddenly I heard Liun's voice. It's so lively here. So he patted me on the back and just got the news. I'm afraid you can't handle such a big scene. I came here specially to support you. At this time Chen Qinglin stood up. The matter regarding the Gao family has been decided. We have nothing to talk about. Fortunately, Fate and I have already discussed it. According to the regulations of the Royal Academy, we can launch a Fantasy Student Council challenge. Then I discussed the matter with Muse Hylan and others. They also expressed their approval and support. So in the evening we gathered the students. I'm about to announce the launch of the challenge ceremony. Suddenly Chen Qingling clung to my shoulder like a pervert. Gather everyone. Why yes. Damn it. Did you suddenly jump out and try to scare me to death? At this time, Chen Qinglin said shamelessly. It was just a joke. Then I introduced myself to everyone. There are a few classmates. Decided to form a new student union. And launched a fantasy challenge to the current student union. Unexpectedly, Chen Qinglin pretended to be full of confidence. Then let's hire a literati teacher. Let me announce the challenge program. I thought to myself, this damn pervert was already prepared. Literary teachers are in charge of organizational activities in the college. He said he would prepare the competition venue and props next. Let's officially start in half a month. Then a few of us returned to the dormitory. Lin Bo said that he went back to the dojo to practice. Good to prepare for the game. Then Ling Yun also said that he would look for it at home. Guidance from experts in the family. I looked at Muse Hylan. Then you can practice with me. At this time, teacher Qian suddenly came. Leave Muse Hylan's training to me. After all, this is the teacher's responsibility. Private message, you can defeat them without practicing. When the time comes, Chen Qinglin will let people come to trouble you. You stay here as a target. Just deal with the trouble. So the teacher pulled me obscenely. If you really take on the challenge and succeed in becoming the student union, I might be able to give birth to a grade leader. After the discussion, everyone left separately. I came to the cafeteria at dinner time. I didn't expect that chef's occupational diseases are quite serious. Suddenly his hand shaking the dishes. It's too late, it's faster than that. I quickly caught the shaken dishes. I smiled and asked the chef brother to pay me the bill. Who would have thought that we would meet Xia's Haikyuu by chance? So he looked at me with contempt. You started a fight with the student union. He doesn't look like a good person at first glance. Not even a meal. He was always fighting openly and secretly. I looked at him in confusion. I'm a man and I have a big appetite. I can't eat enough according to the way the big brother in the cafeteria prepares food. Look at the food in his bowl. What kind of treatment are you doing? He can actually hit so many. So he spoke quietly. Who made me have a good relationship with the chef? Then he rummaged through his wallet. The chef could tell at a glance that he definitely didn't have any money. Then he took his food away directly. Look at his rogue eyes. I just said that I have a good relationship with the chef. Unexpectedly, it was still a cruel money transaction. So I will be a good person and pay for him. At this time he said he just called me a bad person. It was him who looked away. Suddenly I heard whispers next to me. This driver. Why do you feel the same as the secretary of the student union again? It used to be Mujilan. Then came Lin Bo again. At first glance, he looks like a weakling. At this time I said angrily. The academy is either male or female. When Liun and I were having dinner. Didn't you see it? Unexpectedly, they are still continuing to discuss. Looks like he's having sex with Ling Yun. Maybe they are still gay. I can't bear it. He yelled loudly and said, "Are you done playing? Are you looking for a fight?" Suddenly several classmates came over. "You just sent a private message, right? Vice President asked us to come over and teach you a lesson." At this time Xiao's Haikyo stood up and committed a crime. "Don't dare to forget each other. Let me help you clean up these guys." The words just fell. He drew his weapon. Just beat a few minions away. Then Xiao's Haikyo looked at me and thought about Jing. "Although you invited me to dinner, but you provoked a duel in the student union. See you in the ring." Chen Qingling laughed loudly here. "I didn't expect you to help Si Jing beat our people. What kind of trick is this? Ha ha ha." So Xiao's Haikyu also couldn't laugh or cry. "I just want to give Si Jing a show of strength. But looking back, I'm still quite shy." Then Chen Qingling explained. "Don't bother the driver now. No one dares to help us when Xiao's Haikyu makes such a fuss. Then let everyone go back and rest individually. In a blink of an eye, it's time for the game." Xiao's Haikyu and I came to the competition venue. Literary teacher is also rushing over. He asks Xiao's Haikyu in the first game, "Who is challenging?" The words just finished. Lingbo walked over confidently. "Everyone has been waiting for a long time. I'll win the first game." At this time Xiao's Haikyu looked at Linbo. "Are you too confident? But on the battlefield, one must rely on strength. Just bragging is useless." At this time, Teacher Literary introduced the rules of today's competition. Armed forces fighting to the death. This time the specially made arena received a certain degree of impact. The bricks in the arena will collapse and fall. Soon there will be nowhere to stay. However, there are countless sharp blades in the deep pit that consume iron like mud. Once it falls, it will be disastrous. I haven't seen the student council challenge in a long time. It has to be exciting. Let me, an old man, do my best. I looked at Teacher Literary in embarrassment. "You have such a bad taste." After the introduction, Lingo squatted down and Chu also stood on the ring. Passing hundreds of people and two people can't help but go up and down. Teacher Literary clapped his hands and applauded. I haven't seen such a wonderful duel in a long time. Their respective secret techniques exploded to the 6th level, even close to the 7th level of strength. But I watched it carefully and with trembling fear. Doesn't seem to get excited at all. I thought this was just a student council challenge. They had a few brushes with death. And I thought I was no longer afraid of death. But thinking that death will fall on those around you. I'm filled with fear. Only you can become stronger. Only in this way can we protect the people around us. Literati teacher. If they too fight in dangerous situations, I will stop it. Even if you lose this game. We have 2 more games to compare with. I looked at Lingbo in the distance. You must not mess around. After hundreds of rounds. At this time, both of them used their swords. Organization decides to upgrade. I jumped over and pushed the 2 of them away. Stop it all. If the fight continues, there will be an irreversible situation. The literati teacher here just said that and committed suicide. You are not affected by interests. Made the right judgment. Very leadership oriented. But it's okay to lose. Only in this way can I have the opportunity to watch the duel between you and Chen Qingling. At this time, Lin Bo used the healing skills he learned from Hua Yitu. Xiao's Haikyo came over and classmate Lin Bo. I might have gone a little too far during the fight. The 3 of them broke up after a conversation. At this time, Xiao's Haikyo also returned exhausted. Student Union Chen Qingling Jiazingxing's lecture. I didn't know you were playing today. Otherwise we all have to go cheer you up. Then he looked at Yan Jingjing. Why do you keep playing with this baby of yours? Just after the game ended, I brought Lin Bo here to ask Rufang to find flowers to treat his injuries. Unexpectedly, Hua Yi's violent operation. I was shocked and I quickly explained to Hua Yi. Lin Bo's injury can be treated by himself. No need to be so rude. Hua Yi said that the number of treatments is not everything. This has to be combined with physical therapy. Otherwise, it will relapse at any time. At this time, he quietly told me that Lin Bo had been tied up. Next, you as a man. You should know how to do it, right? Then I won't bother you anymore. So I awkwardly took apart Lin Bo's belt. Huan Yi's classmate always likes to joke. At this time Lin Bo looked at me and you made me lose the game. How can you compensate me? If we end up losing the boundary change challenge, then let's go on a date. The words just fell. Feel angry instantly. Extremely embarrassing. How should I answer his question? Don't worry, I will never lose. Is this how you answer him? I really didn't expect Lin Bo to be straighter than me. Suddenly his face looked like boiling water. What did I say? It feels like too shameful. After a while I walked to the door. I wonder if Lin Bo is too nervous. So I said everything backwards. Suddenly I felt something stepping on my feet. Is it a trap? I feel like I'm flying in the sky. Wait until I come to my senses. Why did you appear in the arms of a girl from the student union? So he touched my chin with his finger. I don't know if Si Jing likes to eat soft food or hard food. I looked around. Where is this place? Could it be that he is controlling him in some kind of space neighbor? I see. Then I kicked him away with a bang. You teleported me here because you wanted to start the fight now. He looked at it awkwardly. I have no intention of fighting you. Then were you trying to seduce me like this? Give you some slack during the game. So the girl said she was not good at fighting. Want to get some information from me? Now that brother Si Jin has seen it. If you don't eat anything, don't even think about going out. The words just fell. He summoned many monsters. It turns out he is in space. There are so many monsters in the neighborhood. Then I have to catch him off guard. I just finished cleaning up the monsters on the ground. I looked back but there was no trace of him. It seems that Yan Jingjing is a pre-sale spiritual master. But the general pre-sale spiritual master can only control 3 or 4 monsters. And he can actually control the number of Warcraft legions. At this time, he summoned a bunch of 5th level monsters. It seems that there are quite a lot of them. Then I can only use my secret weapon. So I took out the grenade. Throw it out directly. Jump into the air with a lunge. I saw a loud bang on the ground. Yan Jingjing hid aside and watched the excitement. What did Si Jin do? It's so powerful. But I wonder how you can hide from the monsters in the sky. I casually took out my pistol again. Yan Jingjing was dumbfounded by the bang 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 shooting. What's going on with this guy? Is this combat force a mobile humanoid army? At this time Yan Jingjing came over riding a big flying dragon. Si Jin's younger brother. You really didn't leave any room when you started. But those are just low-level monsters. It wouldn't be a pity to die. Now let's see how long you can hold on. So I took out a few grenades. Then let's take a gamble. Let's see who goes bankrupt first. I saw him yelling at this lunatic. I don't want to play with you. He immediately called the space neighbor. Suddenly I fell out with a bang. It turned out that he was teleported out. In fact, I only had 3 grenades left just now. Fortunately, Yan Jingjing is timid. Take the initiative to admit defeat. Otherwise it would be really troublesome. I looked at the box on the ground with an evil smile. Then I took his space. The neighbor took him to the edge of the cliff and threw him down. Just stay inside for now. I won't let you out until the game is over tomorrow. This is a weird world. Beast Star is no longer a legend. So Warcraft has become the biggest threat to mankind. And the most powerful way for pre-sale spiritual masters to control Warcraft. It's pupil control. Unexpectedly, after countless explorations, Shijia came to. I actually found someone who could control a group of monsters. Special spiritual skills to break the evil eye. This spiritual technique can be activated by looking into the eyes of a monster. The pupils carry the soul of the controller. Information. Ability to control swarms of monsters to sweep through like a plague. Everywhere. Today is the challenge between Yan Jingjing and Mulan. Teacher Wenren and I arrived at the competition venue early. At this time, Teacher Literary asked if it was time for the game to start. Why haven't people on both sides come yet? That being the case, this second game is considered a draw. The words just fell. Suddenly I heard Mulan's voice. I have no intention of giving up. So I looked at Multhailan, whom I hadn't seen for many days. How are you lately? Then I whispered to him. Don't worry, Yan Jingjing can't come here. Suddenly I heard an evil voice behind me. We were both shocked immediately. Multhailan said that she could tell from his eyes. He wants to kill you now. Have you met? It seems like he is angry with you. At this time, I quickly explained that it was just a small misunderstanding. However, Muse Hylan looked at Yan Jingjing in surprise. Disheveled and disheveled. What? It feels like something terrible happened. Yan Jingjing immediately saw what Muse Hylan was thinking. I see. I have to drive a wedge between them. Si Jing didn't expect you to be such a person. Do you dare to do it but don't dare to admit it? At this time, I looked at his Yan Jingjing with heartbreak. I may have been too gentle last night. Let you come here and talk nonsense. So he made a face at me. Just wait and kneel on the washboard. Suddenly the literary teacher coughed. You will take care of your personal matters later. It's time for the match between Muse Hylan and Yan Jingjing. Teacher Literary introduced the rules of the competition. Then he took Yan Jingjing to the other side to wait. He turned to me and told me about the driver. If you want to explain something to Mulan, hurry up. After that, leave the forest quickly. Don't go to the first scene. The game was entered indiscriminately and was judged to be a loss. At this time I took out the grenade and handed it to Muslin. Hope it comes in handy at a critical moment. And tell him how to use it. After Teacher Literary took the two of them into the forest. Ask me next. Did you feel the signs of the storm coming? Suddenly I also smelled it. The monsters are all in a state of high tension. The screen changes. Yan Jingjing opened the soul-shattering demonic eye, the monster that controls the entire forest. Magnolia feels like there will be something bad. Something is going to happen. The aura of Warcraft is also constantly turbulent. Suddenly there was the sound of murderous walking in the forest. It seems like there are a lot of monsters rushing towards me. See this situation. So he immediately jumped on Xiaobai's back. Xiaobai, run quickly. Run towards the trap that was arranged in advance. All the monsters fell into the trap one after another. Suddenly Yan Jingjing was dumbfounded. So many traps can be prepared in such a short time. This must be cheating. This is the guilty smile of the literati teacher. No wonder this guy Gan Yu. Recently, the teacher has lost sight of the cloudy weather. I don't know if the news leaked out because I was drunk. Multhailan watched as all the monsters were killed by traps. It turns out that the teacher comes every day to lay traps. It's so mysterious. Isn't this cheating? Subsequently, Yan Jingjing is planning how to surround Musela, although traps cost him a lot of monsters. But the high-level monsters are still there. Just make the surrounding smaller. Catch him soon. Suddenly, a flash of inspiration flashed before his eyes. When he saw it, it turned out to be Si Jin's strange weapon. Suddenly there was a loud bang. At this time Multhailan looked at the monster in the sky. Control has been released. It seems that the grenade just blew up Yan Jingjing. It suddenly occurred to me that if he was seriously injured, we need to take him out quickly for treatment. At this time Si Jing looked at Teacher Literary. It turns out that there are people from the histology section hidden throughout the forest. You can also monitor the direction of the game at all times. No wonder Teacher Qian said he would personally guide Mu. Hylan also knows that Teacher Literary. If you drink, you will reveal information. This old guy wants a raise for a promotion. Really can do anything. Now that Multhailan has won the victory, we should go in and join him. At this time, Teacher Literary smiled slightly. The game is not over yet. After a while, Muse Hylan found the location of the explosion. I was stunned when I saw the scene in front of me. What's going on? No one is there. Suddenly, Yan Jingjing's voice came from behind. Are you looking for me? Fortunately, I saw Saijin's strange weapon last night. Otherwise, I will fall into your hands. I summoned space. The neighbor just escaped the attack. Then he casually took out the magic weapon. Give you 3 seconds to escape. As soon as he finished speaking, he summoned several high-level monsters. Then let's have a showdown. After dozens of rounds, Muse Hylan used the 6th level spiritual skill Tianlong Cyclone, but control Yan Jingjing's monsters. Finally, he resorted to a killer move. The torn grenade is coming. At this time, Yan Jingjing immediately took out the space neighbor. Multhailan grabbed his hand and prevented him from casting the spell. Without the monster, Yan Jingjing has no power to fight back. Then Multhailan grabbed his clothes. Accept or not. Let you try the most popular one in our grassland. Technical wrestling. The words just fell. With a bang, Mulan was thrown to the ground. At this time, Teacher Literary laughed out loud. In the second game, Mulan defeated this. Shi Saijin looked at him in surprise. This standing gap Magnolia also won. He only used one of your 2 grenades. This is where the actual combat becomes interesting. Si Jing. According to Qian Yu's report. Not long after you entered school. Let's have a duel with Mulan. What moves did he use to win against you? He used a headbutt. I was careless and didn't run away. So Teacher Literary squeezed my shoulders. That being the case, I advise you to take care of yourself. At this time Multhailan came over. Multhailan. Congratulations on your victory. I just heard him say he was so tired. He fell into my arms with a plop. Send me a private message and I want to take a nap. I'll ask you to take care of me from now on. I'm dizzy now. There is an unconscious Yan Jingjing next to him. What do I do with this? Then I put them both on the ground to rest. After a while, the 3 of us passed the communication. Understand the current development status of the country. I also expressed my willingness to contribute to the country. In the future, I will make my own secret weapon. Technology handed over to the country. Suddenly I heard a person behind me saying that this is the case. Your value is far greater than that of the Gao family. I decided to choose you. I can tell at a glance that he is a 9th level powerhouse. Could it be that he is a big shot in the Yan family? No need to guess. I am Yan Xiangbo, the head of the Yan family. If the 2 young people don't dislike it, you can call me Yan Lao. I don't know if Mr. Yan just said he would stand by me. Is this true? So he laughed. I'm a businessman. Compared to the half-dead Gajia, young people like you are more worthy of investment.